Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 20 different art styles challenge. Today, I'm drawing myself in 20 different art styles. And that animation in the beginning was technically another one, but let's not count it because that's actually the study girl, whatever she's called, but as me. But first, real one, I started out with Mabel Pines. Well, the show Gravity Falls, but I myself am very similar to Mabel Pines with all of my sweaters. I seriously need to tamper down my sweater collection. But I've always been very similar to Mabel, except tamp down the boy craziness. I was more just sparkles and obsessed with animals, and yeah. And the next one I did was Into the Spiderverse, which took a lot longer, if not took me the longest, because of how detailed that style is. Because it's not really a flat type of animation, it's 3D animation, but it looks drawn, but it's really puppet animation, which is very cool because you can have it drawn, but you use the points on the animation, like the joints on the character, and move them around like they're a puppet. Hence why it's called puppet animation. And I just love that. It's so cool. It makes the animation really come to life. Like, it's not all the same 3D animation. Because I kind of hate the direction animation is going into right now. It all really looks the same. Whereas Into the Spider-Verse, like, it has this really unique style, and each character is drastically different because they're each from, like, their own universe. I could go on for hours about Into the Spider-Verse. I own both the art books. I love Spider-Verse. Obviously, I had to do this one for the 20 different character designs because I love it, duh. I was even tempted to do it twice because there's like two different styles, the one in the movie and the concept designs, which are also very cool, but some of them actually look kind of creepy because they're so realistic, but they're not. I kind of felt like they were in that uncanny valley type, but in the animation they really came to life. But I still like the concept designs and how the characters grew from those designs. I love art books. I cannot get enough of them. But the Spider-Man ones are definitely my favorite art books I own. And I just love it. I really do. And I did the flat colors first, and I started off with a sketch because I wanted to just paint the flat colors over it. And I could go into my art books, which actually helped a lot for this process, to see how they started by the concept and then improving their design, and I could kind of use that to my advantage to make my own design. I have made a spider sona before, but I've never shared it because I technically didn't finish the sketches. I sketched it, never fully colored it or rendered it. But anyway, spider sona is a recluse spider, but anyway, this is not the spider sona. This is just me if I was in the spider universe. I might not even be a spider in this, but I am, of course, doing the web pose because I had to hint that it was the spider universe. I really feel like I'm babbling a lot during this video, but I love Spider-Man and I can't babble enough about it. But particularly, I love the animation. It's so good in that. If you can't tell, I'm literally obsessed with animation. It's been one of my special interests since I was young. So this challenge actually meant a lot to me because I could draw myself in all of these things. And that's actually what I used to do as a kid. I would sit in front of the TV. Also, we didn't have internet when I was a kid, and I always just sat in front of the paused TV and I would just draw and copy from the TV. And that's how I am who I am today. Animation special interest made me an artist. I definitely, though, feel like I did not do the hair justice because the hair in Into the Spider-Verse definitely looks a lot more realistic than the one I did, but I don't really have a lot of experience making realistic hair unless I'm doing, like, pen sketches in my sketchbook. I've never done, like, realism on Procreate, and this was very similar to realism when it comes to the hair. It's obviously not realism, but yeah, it's definitely not up to par, but that's also because in the 3D animation for Into the Spiderverse, it's each strand is on its own different layer, like a puppet. Well, not a puppet, because puppets, you don't control their hair. But it's part of different layers, and they can adjust the hair for like the wind, and it has each moving parts. But of course, at the end, it was a little quick. If you didn't see, I added getting the spidey senses, the spidey tingles. So maybe like I'm just getting my powers or something. Anyway, next one is Studio Ghibli. And I, of course, gave myself a bow because of Kiki's Delivery Service. Though that's not my favorite Studio Ghibli film. It's actually Howl's Moving Castle. But I still had to give myself a bow just to get in that vibe. The next style I did was Monster High, and not the new one, but the original one, Generation 1. Though I am really into the new generation, I really like the style of dolls, and also they have like a more human body shape, because the original ones were like hourglass, but like deadly hourglass. But I did that anyway because the original one is kind of nostalgic for me. I love Monster High, but I was actually more of a fan of Ever After High, but they were the same style. But Ever After High was fairy tale. This was like monsters, so of course I had to do a weird skin tone because they all have weird skin tone because they're monster stuff. I was going more for like a screaming banshee for me, or a siren. Probably not a siren because I didn't do fins, but like a screaming banshee. I don't know. You tell me what kind of monster she looks like in the comments. I just really love Monster High, and I'm a really big fan of their new character who is a boogie girl, like the boogeyman, but she has autism, and I just love that representation. And next I did Love is Hard for an Otaku, which is an anime, a manga, and I've watched and read all the manga. The manga has ended, and it was really good. My friend actually got me the art book for my birthday. Yes, my birthday. And I love it. And it helped a lot with this challenge because I could look at their styles and how they changed. And I think this is one of my favorite ones I did out of this challenge just because I'm a big fan of the show and how cute it is. And I fit right into it, especially like the outfit I'm wearing is kind of like work attire, and that takes place, it's like an office rom-com sort of thing, but they're all nerds. It's really good. I highly recommend it. I like the manga better than the show though. And I even added the little highlight on the tights, and it just looks so good. I'm gushing over my art, okay? I feel like I'm just improving a lot lately, and I feel good about it, so hopefully you can deal. And next style, we have Lore Olympus, which I haven't read in a while, but I used to keep up with it on Webtoon. I kind of want to go buy the series because I kind of forgot where we are in the series, and you can't go back and read it because it costs money now in the app. And I will just buy the physical copy then instead of using Webtoon. But I've read most of the series, just not the new episodes. And I'm really into Greek mythology, and I really love how different it is and how much is changed. I just really like retelling of Greek mythology. I also really like the Song of Achilles, and I don't know, that stuff's my jam. And I made myself blue. I don't know what kind of person I am. I think more like underworld nymph or something, because they're kind of like work attire down there. And next we have Animal Crossing. And I've loved Animal Crossing since I was very young. I had it on my Wii. I had City Folk. And I got the New Horizons one when everybody did during COVID, and I pre-ordered it and got it the day it came out. I was so happy. It really occupied all of my time during COVID, and when I wasn't working on my senior project, I was playing Animal Crossing. There was really not a lot to do during COVID, if we're gonna be honest, and Animal Crossing was my life. And it really felt good to go back to those days. Though this design was kind of hard because it's more 3D, but it's cartoon. But I think Animal Crossing is a lot where my style comes from because it's so cartoonish. It's almost felt similar to how I draw myself these days in my little sticker drawings it reminded me of. And I'm like, maybe Animal Crossing does affect my style a lot. Like, at the end you'll see that's also very Animal Crossing style, but like my ending screen where it's just a little animation with all my socials, that's very Animal Crossing style, but I usually don't make my drawings 3D, and that was a little bit difficult. And next we have Avatar: The Last Airbender. Don't ask me about the new live action. I have not watched it, and I'm not going to because I am scared. I've heard bad things about it, and I love Avatar: The Last Airbender so much, I cannot let it dampen it. Stop trying to make it a live action. The cartoon is perfect. It will never be upped. And I made myself a firebender because I'm not gonna not wear something Avatar: The Last Airbender style given this challenge. Because I know I'm supposed to draw myself in my regular outfit that I usually draw my character in, but no, not gonna happen. I love Avatar: The Last Airbender. I need to be in that world. And I feel like I'm a firebender because I'm a little hot-headed, and I don't know, I kind of give Azula crazy, insane vibes, but also I give Aang vibes of kind of childish, and also, I give, what's her name? Azula's best friend vibes. I can't remember her name. If you know, you know. Just comment it below. That kind of rhymed. Next, we have Ouran Host Club, which is an anime that I was obsessed with. It's one of the first animes I've ever watched. I was a big fan of it. I was obsessed with Kyoya, and I read Kyoya X-Reader fanfiction, and I even used to write some. I have grown out of Kyoya, but I still write fanfiction if I'm going to be honest with you. But it was one of my favorite anime. It has aged poorly. Again, if I'm going to be honest, there's some bad jokes, but it's an old anime. And you can definitely tell by the style of the anime that it's old. It has aged some fears, but I still love watching it. It's kind of nostalgic, but then I'm like, eek, some of those scenes are not okay to say. And next, moving on from that, we have Scooby Doo, which is another show I watched nonstop as a child and would draw straight from the TV and pause scenes. And I just did a simple style. That one was really simple. I zoomed right through it. Probably one of the quickest ones. And then we have another cartoon from my childhood, which is Pokemon. And I look kind of angry. I don't know. I just drew myself like that because I'm like in a fighter stance. Like, I'm going to beat you with my Pokemon. I kind of regret not drawing myself with a Pokemon because that would have been cool. Or holding a Pokeball ready to engage in a battle. But it still turned out very good, if I do say so myself. And next, we have Splatoon. And here is my rendition of the song that's always stuck in my head. I hope you enjoyed that. It was bad. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm gonna be Delulu. It was the best version of Splatoon you've ever heard. Yeah, hype me up in the comments. Just move on. I didn't do that. This one was also a little hard because it was another 3D kind of style. Almost every Nintendo game now is like 3D and not that flat type of animation anymore that it used to be. So I had to render this differently than I usually do. So I started with flat colors, and then I used Alpha Lock to use the line art and color over the line art without going outside the lines. And I did that by blending colors too to make it more 3D. It was looking very bad in the beginning. I was like having to tell myself, trust the process, Amanda. Trust the process. It looks bad now, but you can fix it. And I had to tell myself over and over that because I was scared I was just going to quit this challenge and just be like, I'm done. I suck. But I didn't. I power through. And that's the best thing you can do for your art is not give up even when you want to give up super, super bad. And I didn't give myself my regular hair because they don't have hair in Splatoon. They have little octopus heads because they're squid and they paint. That's kind of the whole premise of the game. So if I had hair, it wouldn't make sense. Though I still don't really know how I feel about squid hair because I do not have experience drawing squid hair, and I don't know many people who do unless they draw Splatoon fan art. And anyway, I just don't know if it looks accurate to what it is because squid hair is weird, and I don't know what else to say. But I do love how the socks turned out. They look so realistic, and it made me happy. As well as the legs, they looked good. I was really proud of myself. And I'm just happy with how cute the clothing looked. And I'm kind of tempted to make that more into my original style. But I feel like it might take too long if I do that. Even the shoes, though, looked so good. It looked more realistic, but still a cartoon. And my next style was Hazbin Hotel, and I recently just binge-watched all of Hazbin Hotel. Jeez, can I not speak? And I love the music in it. It's going to ruin my Spotify Wrapped, and I don't know if I want those songs on my Spotify Wrapped because they're kind of crazy. But it looked cute. It's just not my type of style, I don't think. But I really like trying all the different styles because there's lots of traits I want to add into my style now. And next is the Owl House, and I will forever be mad at Disney for rushing that ending, even though it still ended perfectly. I just wish we had more of it because Disney sucks. And they had to cancel a show I loved. But this style also I really liked. I liked all the styles, basically. Who am I kidding? I've said that about every single one. But, it gives me ideas for my own style. And that's a good thing. I think everyone should try this challenge. It makes you a better artist, I feel like, by appreciating other people's styles. And as they say, the best artists are thieves. And by that, they mean not by tracing or doing illegal things. They mean by trying other people's styles and taking bits and pieces to create and mash together your own type of art style. I feel like each artist, you can tell there's a different piece of another artist in another artist's style, if that makes sense. Each artist is a conglomeration of all the great artists, if you get my drift. Anyway, this style is the original Strawberry Shortcake, but the ones that were on the greeting cards, not the show, because they stole her work, and I'm still mad about it. Muriel, Ferran, they could never make me hate you. I hate Hasbro, even though they make great shows. They're thieves, and not the good kind of thieves. They're the mean kind of thieves that don't pay artists what they should. Anyway, I made myself blueberry shortcake type of style. Well, blueberry pie. Because my best friend used to call me Blueberry when I had my hair dyed blue. And that was in high school, but she'd always call me Blueberry. You know who you are if you're watching it. And this style is Sailor Moon. if you can't tell from starting with the arm. By the way, don't do that. Why did I do that? You always start with the head so you get a sense of the anatomy, so you make everything proportionate. Even though anime is definitely not proportionate and you want to draw original, like, still lifes before you jump into cartoons so you know anatomy better, because you have to know the rules of anatomy first before you mess with them. But anyway, it still turned out good for drawing the arm first anyway, because that was weird. And I know that's not my outfit still. I drew myself in. It's Sailor Moon's outfit. But if you think I'm drawing myself in Sailor Moon and not in a sailor outfit, you think wrong. Because I want to be a magical girl. Who doesn't want to be a magical girl? Also, I was obsessed with Tuxedo Mask when I was younger, and I loved him. But when I think about it, their age gap between Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask is really creepy. And why did they make them such an age gap? That's gross. He should be dating someone not in middle school. Yes, you heard me right. Sailor Moon was in middle school and Tuxedo Mask was in college! That was loud, I apologize. But still, it's still true and it still upsets me to this day. Again, I apologize for that rant. Taking a break. Next, we have art style from one of my favorite movies, Katie versus the Machines. No, Mitchell versus the Machines. Katie is the main character, and I love Katie because she's literally me. She's going to be a movie major with going to a college with a bunch of people who finally understand her, when in high school nobody understood her and she was the weirdo, and her brother's kind of a weirdo. Their whole family is neurodivergent, and she has some family drama, and then robots take over the world. It's a whole thing. It's a crazy movie, but her personality, literally me. My sister, my mom, and my dad, they all say she's literally me if I were a cartoon, and I had to draw myself as Katie because she's literally me. So that's the style and why I chose it. This is actually, my sister said, the favorite style out of the 20 styles I did. So thank you, Sissy, for watching, for critiquing my art, even though you're not an artist. She critiques all my stuff, but mainly for the writing, because I legit can't spell. Hashtag dyslexia. And I really loved this animation because it was 3D, but it was made in a really unique style. Of the shapes were so unique, as well as they had a mixture of 2D animation as well as 3D animation, because Katie was a movie major and she made her home movies, and they mixed in so many different medias, kind of almost like Spider-Man, but not to that degree. And I also love the pug in it because he reminds me of my dog. That whole movie is, I love that movie. Please. I can't shut up. Anyway, I did a lot of shading. There's no black lines because, again, it was 3D. And 3D characters don't have flat black lines because they're 3D. And real items don't have flat black lines. Yeah. Next style is Heartstopper, but the comic, and it was in black and white, so it was pretty easy to do because the original Heartstopper comics are in black and white, as well in like this pencil sketching outline. It's almost like it was made in a sketchbook, and I just love the style. It's very unique, and I've never seen that type of style before on a webcomic because it's usually all in color. And our next one was very simple to do. It's just me as a Squishmallow, and it was in a Squishmallow style. And I have a Squishmallow addiction. It's crippling, if you know me. They make several human ones, so it was kind of easy. I based them off the princess ones, mainly Ariel and Beauty and the Beast. I started to compile all of them onto one picture so I could get the full picture of all the different styles. And then I started to count them, and then I said, I am straight up missing one. And I'm like, I could have sworn I listed all the styles, got all the reference pictures, and I'm like, wait, I can't flip a count. So I I added Charlie Brown in the last second because I can't count. And I just felt really dumb at that moment because I had listed them all. And then I got them all under one layer. And here is the final product with the original style that I use in highlighted. And here they all are on a sheet. Thank you all so much for watching. Click subscribe to see more art. Comment below your favorite and see you all in the next one. Remember everyone, stay weird. Bye!